Is it possible that something as simple and healthy as the fruit you eat for breakfast could be quietly undermining one of the most sensitive areas of a man's health? Especially if you're over the age of 60. It sounds almost unbelievable, doesn't it? We've always been told fruit is good for us, a natural source of vitamins and energy. And it is. Absolutely. But here's a surprising truth. When you eat certain fruits, and which ones, can have a very different impact on your body, particularly that crucial morning window. Many men reach a certain age and start facing frustrating, sometimes embarrassing challenges with their erections. It's a painful reality that can affect confidence and relationships. You might look at your diet, maybe cut out greasy foods or reduce sweets, which is great. But what if some of the healthy choices you're making, specifically, first thing in the morning, are contributing to the problem without you even realizing it? There's a hidden link between how your body processes certain sugars from certain fruits at breakfast time and the intricate system required for healthy blood flow, which is absolutely essential for achieving and maintaining an erection. It's not about banning fruit altogether, but about making smarter choices to support your body as it ages. In this video, we're going to look at 7 specific fruits that many men over 60 commonly eat for breakfast, and we'll explore why avoiding them in that morning meal could make a real difference in supporting your erectile health. It might surprise you to learn which ones are on the list and why. So, stick with me. You'll want to watch this all the way to the end for something that will truly open your eyes. Let's dive right into it and talk about the first few fruits you might want to reconsider having as part of your breakfast. If you're over 60 and concerned about your erectile health, it's about understanding how your body responds first thing in the morning and why that response matters for something as delicate as blood flow regulation. The first fruit on our list, or perhaps I should say, the first category, is something many people turn to thinking they're getting a quick energy boost: dried fruits. Think about dates, dried apricots, raisins, dried figs. These are often added to cereals, oatmeal, or eaten on their own as a snack. On the surface, they seem healthy. They come from whole fruits. Right, but here's the catch. Especially for breakfast when fruit is dried, the water is removed, which dramatically concentrates the sugars. What was once a larger piece of fruit with some fiber is now a small, calorie-dense, sugar-dense package. Eating a handful of dried dates or apricots can be like eating a small piece of candy in terms of the sugar load hitting your bloodstream. First thing in the morning, your body is often more sensitive to rapid changes in blood sugar. When you consume a concentrated source of sugar like dried fruit, without much protein or healthy fat to slow down absorption, you get a quick spike in your blood sugar levels. Your pancreas then has to release a surge of insulin to deal with all that sugar. Over time, and especially as we age, our bodies can become less efficient at managing these constant spikes and crashes. This can lead to insulin resistance, which is a major factor in developing type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and circulatory problems. And guess what relies entirely on healthy, robust blood flow? That's right, achieving and maintaining an erection. Poorly controlled blood sugar can damage the delicate blood vessels and nerves required for that process. So, starting your day with a huge sugar load from dried fruit can set you up for a blood sugar roller coaster that isn't doing your vascular system any favors. It's not just about a temporary energy rush. It's about the long-term effect on your ability to regulate blood sugar, which is fundamental to good blood flow everywhere in your body, including down below. Think of it this way. You need smooth, consistent blood flow, like a steady river, not a series of turbulent waves. A breakfast that spikes your sugar quickly creates those turbulent waves. Now, let's talk about another fruit that finds its way onto many breakfast plates, often added to smoothies or yogurt, and that's mango. Mangoes are delicious, packed with vitamins, and have a wonderful tropical flavor. But similar to dried fruits, mangoes, especially ripe ones, are quite high in natural sugars and have a relatively high glycemic index. This means they can cause a fairly rapid rise in blood sugar after eating them, particularly if consumed on their own or in a large quantity for breakfast. Again, it comes back to that morning blood sugar spike. When you're over 60, your body's ability to handle and process sugar efficiently may not be what it once was. A significant sugar rush from a large mango at breakfast can lead to that familiar pattern, a quick energy burst followed by a crash. This not only leaves you feeling tired and maybe craving more sugar, but it also contributes to that cycle of blood sugar dysregulation we just talked about. Why is this morning spike particularly relevant for erectile function? Because managing blood sugar effectively is crucial for maintaining the health and flexibility of your blood vessels. Chronic exposure to high blood sugar levels can lead to damage to the inner lining of arteries' endothelium and contribute to atherosclerosis, which is the hardening and narrowing of arteries. These are the same arteries that need to dilate and allow for increased blood flow to the penis to achieve an erection. If those vessels are damaged or stiff, that process becomes much harder. So, while a mango is perfectly healthy in moderation as part of a balanced diet, starting your day with a large portion of this high-sugar fruit on an empty stomach might not be the best strategy for supporting your vascular health, and by extension, your erectile health. It's like putting high-octane fuel into a delicate engine first thing in the morning when it's just warming up. It might just overwhelm the system. Consider having mango later in the day, perhaps in a smaller portion paired with something that slows down sugar absorption, like nuts or seeds, or even better, choose fruits lower in sugar for your breakfast. Moving on to another fruit that is incredibly popular, especially in the summer months, and that's watermelon. It's refreshing, hydrating, and contains some beneficial compounds. Many people think of it as a light, healthy breakfast option. However, watermelon also has a relatively high glycemic index. While it's mostly water, the carbohydrates it does contain are absorbed fairly quickly, leading to a potential blood sugar spike. The sheer volume you might eat to feel satisfied can contribute a significant amount of sugar. While watermelon does contain citrulline, which the body can convert to arginine, an amino acid that helps produce nitric oxide, a compound that relaxes blood vessels and improves blood flow, which is why it's sometimes mentioned in relation to erectile health. The amount of sugar consumed, especially at breakfast, can potentially counteract those benefits for some individuals, particularly those with underlying issues with blood sugar control or insulin sensitivity. The morning is a critical time for establishing a stable metabolic rhythm for the day. Flooding your system with easily absorbed sugars from a high glycemic fruit like watermelon can disrupt this rhythm. It's not that watermelon is inherently bad, it's about the context. Eating a large slice of watermelon on its own for breakfast, without balancing it with protein, healthy fats, or fiber, can lead to that quick sugar spike and subsequent crash. This energy fluctuation isn't just inconvenient, it can contribute to inflammation and oxidative stress in the body over time, both of which are detrimental to vascular health. And as we've established, healthy blood vessels are non-negotiable for healthy erections. So, while enjoying watermelon as a snack later in the day or in moderation is fine, making it the primary component of your breakfast might not be the best approach for supporting consistent blood flow and overall metabolic health in your 60s and beyond. It's about choosing breakfast foods that provide sustained energy and help keep your blood sugar levels stable, setting the tone for the rest of the day. Next up, let's consider a fruit that is a staple in many breakfast routines, often added to smoothies or eaten on the go: bananas. Especially those that are very ripe, bananas are convenient and nutritious, containing potassium and other vitamins. However, as a banana ripens, the starches in it convert to sugars. A very ripe banana is significantly higher in easily digestible sugars than a slightly green one. Eating a very ripe banana on its own for breakfast can therefore lead to a quicker and higher rise in blood sugar compared to many other fruits or breakfast options. Again, we're back to that familiar pattern of the morning sugar spike. For men over 60, maintaining stable blood sugar is particularly important for long-term vascular health. Repeatedly starting the day with foods that cause a significant surge in glucose puts extra strain on your body's ability to regulate it. This strain, over time, can contribute to the development or worsening of conditions like insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes, which are major risk factors for erectile dysfunction because of their damaging effects on blood vessels and nerves. While a banana can be part of a healthy diet, opting for a less ripe one, or crucially, pairing it with foods that slow sugar absorption, like a source of protein Greek yogurt, eggs or healthy fats, nuts, seeds, avocado, can significantly mitigate that sugar spike effect at breakfast. Eating a very ripe banana alone is essentially sending a large dose of rapidly absorbed sugar into your system first thing, which isn't ideal for keeping that blood flow steady and reliable. It's like trying to build a stable foundation for your day using shaky materials. Now, let's talk about another tropical favorite that can be problematic when eaten for breakfast on its own. Pineapple. Pineapple is delicious, contains vitamin C and enzymes like bromelain, which has anti-inflammatory properties. However, it also has a relatively high sugar content and a moderate to high glycemic index, depending on ripeness and portion size. Eating a large serving of pineapple for breakfast, especially if it's the primary thing you're consuming, can lead to a significant spike in blood sugar. For many men over 60 whose bodies might not be as efficient at clearing glucose from the bloodstream quickly, this can contribute to elevated blood sugar levels that, over time, can damage blood vessels. While the bromelain in pineapple might have some benefits, the potential negative impact of the sugar load at breakfast on blood sugar control and subsequent vascular health is a significant consideration. Chronic inflammation and poor blood sugar control are intertwined and both contribute to endothelial dysfunction, damage to the lining of your arteries. This endothelial dysfunction impairs the ability of blood vessels to relax and expand, which is exactly what needs to happen in the arteries supplying blood to the penis during sexual arousal. So, starting your day with a food that can exacerbate blood sugar fluctuations and potentially contribute to inflammation might not be the wisest choice if you're aiming to support your erectile function. It's not about avoiding pineapple altogether, but perhaps enjoying it in smaller quantities, paired with other foods that balance the meal, or choosing to eat it at a different time of day when your body might be better equipped to handle the sugar load. Breakfast is a time to prime your body for stable energy and good blood sugar control throughout the day. Continuing our look at fruits that might not be the best choice for your morning meal if you're over 60 and focused on vascular health. Let's consider fruit juices. Even those that are 100% fruit juice with no added sugar. Many people drink fruit juice for breakfast, thinking they are getting all the goodness of the fruit in a convenient form. However, when fruit is juiced, most of the beneficial fiber is removed. This leaves behind the sugars and vitamins, but without the component that helps slow down sugar absorption in the digestive system. Drinking a glass of fruit juice is essentially consuming a concentrated dose of sugar water. Because there's no fiber to create a buffer, the sugars are absorbed very rapidly into your bloodstream, leading to a much quicker and higher blood sugar spike than eating the whole fruit would cause. Think about it. It takes several oranges to make one glass of orange juice. You'd never sit down and eat 3 or 4 oranges in one sitting for breakfast, but you might easily drink the juice made from them. This concentrated sugar load at breakfast time is particularly problematic for blood sugar management in older adults. Repeatedly causing these rapid spikes contributes to insulin resistance and puts stress on your vascular system. Poorly controlled blood sugar and insulin resistance are significant drivers of arterial damage and hardening, directly impacting the ability of blood vessels to function properly, including those crucial for erectile function. So, while juice might seem like an easy way to get your vitamins, for men over 60 concerned about their vascular health, it's far better to eat the whole fruit, with its fiber intact, or choose lower sugar options for your morning drink like water, herbal tea, or coffee without added sugar. Avoid starting your day with a liquid sugar bomb. Finally, the seventh fruit we want to discuss avoiding for breakfast if you're over 60 is one that might surprise some people, but it ties into the same principles we've been discussing. Grapes. Particularly in larger quantities, or as grape juice, which falls under the juice category we just discussed. But grapes are worth mentioning specifically. Grapes are small, easy to eat quickly, and often very sweet. They are relatively high in sugar, and because they lack significant fiber compared to their size, eating a large bowl of grapes for breakfast can lead to a noticeable increase in blood sugar levels. Again, the key issue here is the morning blood sugar response. Consuming a large amount of easily digestible sugar from grapes first thing in the day can disrupt your body's efforts to maintain stable glucose levels. This fluctuation contributes to the overall burden on your metabolic system and vascular health. While grapes do contain antioxidants like resveratrol, which are beneficial, the context of when and how much matters, especially when focusing on specific health goals like supporting erectile function by maintaining healthy blood flow. Starting your day with a large portion of a relatively high sugar, low-fiber fruit like grapes isn't ideal for setting a stable metabolic tone. It contributes to the cycle of sugar spikes and crashes that can be detrimental to your arteries over time. Choosing fruits lower in sugar and higher in fiber, or pairing grapes with protein and healthy fats if you do eat them, would be a better strategy for a breakfast aimed at supporting overall vascular health and stable energy levels throughout the day. So, let's take a moment to consider what all this means for your breakfast routine. It's not about fear-mongering or telling you to never eat these fruits again. Far from it. These fruits can be part of a healthy diet when consumed appropriately. The focus here is specifically on avoiding certain fruits, or large quantities of them. For breakfast, if you are over 60 and want to support healthy blood flow and erectile function, the underlying theme is the importance of managing your blood sugar effectively, especially at the start of your day. Choosing breakfast foods that provide sustained energy and help keep your glucose levels steady is crucial for overall metabolic health, and that includes the health of your blood vessels, which are essential for achieving and maintaining erections. Making small, conscious changes to your morning meal can have a ripple effect throughout your day and contribute significantly to your long-term well-being. Instead of those high-sugar fruits or juices, consider starting your day with options lower in sugar and higher in fiber, protein, and healthy fats. Think about berries like blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, which are lower in sugar and packed with antioxidants, paired with Greek yogurt or a small handful of nuts, or maybe eggs with some avocado and a slice of whole grain toast. These kinds of breakfasts provide sustained energy, help keep your blood sugar levels stable, and nourish your body in a way that supports vascular health from the get-go. Remember, aging doesn't mean decline is inevitable. It means making smarter choices based on how your body is changing and what it needs to thrive. Taking control of your diet, starting with that first meal of the day, is a powerful step you can take. It's about giving your body the best possible chance to function optimally, including supporting healthy blood flow to all areas, which is key for vitality and intimacy as you get older. Don't get discouraged if your current breakfast includes some of these fruits. This is simply about becoming aware and making gradual adjustments. Even small changes can make a big difference to your health and happiness. We've covered why avoiding those 7 specific fruits: dried fruits, mango, watermelon, very ripe bananas, pineapple, fruit juices, and grapes, especially in large amounts, for breakfast might be beneficial for men over 60 concerned about their erections. It all comes back to managing blood sugar spikes and supporting healthy vascular function first thing in the morning. What are your thoughts on this? Did any of the fruits on the list surprise you? Do you have a go-to breakfast that you find keeps you feeling energized and stable? I'd love to hear your experiences and ideas, so please share them in the comments below. Your insights could be incredibly helpful to others in our community. If you found this information valuable, please give this video a like It really helps us reach more people who could benefit from these insights. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos designed to help you live your best life at every age. Taking proactive steps for your health is the most empowering thing you can do. Thank you for watching. Live your best life at every age.